Hello, Ms. Trent. I want to start today's meeting just thanking you for giving me the opportunity to observe your class and also for taking the time out of your day to meet with me so that we could look closer at the lesson, what strengths there were, and some opportunities for growth. So first, we're going to talk about the strength. Lots of great things going on. There was a clear purpose for the instruction. You shared tools or rules to help students to remember. You showed various ways to look at and practice with fractions. There were lots of opportunities for engagement and feedback, and you allowed opportunities for whole group work and individual work. Now moving on to areas for growth. I want to start off with something that I think is simple. It takes a little bit of time in the beginning, but once it's done, and you can use it over and over for other lessons. So organization. Pre-planning. So I want you to pre-plan in your presentations. Something that I noticed that occurred a few times was that there was time taken to draw these images here. And if you have them preset, it will take less time in the lesson and there will be less lag time and more student engagement. Another opportunity in your presentation was when you had the names for the fraction for the number line. So just having this set up ahead of time is going to take take that extra time away so that there's more time spent on an instruction, more time spent with interaction. So it's small, simple changes to your presentation. Another organization piece is in your lesson plans. So in your lesson plans, I would suggest making notes for yourself. If there's things that you tend to forget or you think you might forget, that's common for teachers. That happened to me all the time where I would forget something or skip something. But when I made those clear notes in my lesson plans, reminding me not to forget things or to remember certain things, when I put those in, I was much more successful. So those are two small ways to pre-plan. And then a third way is to practice ahead of time. So if you think about a musician or an athlete, they practice a lot before they perform, and their performance might be a game or a match. Um, just like that, us teachers need to practice what we do also. If you're doing a lesson that is new to you or unfamiliar, you haven't done it before, or maybe even a tool that you're using is new to you, I would highly recommend that you practice doing that lesson without students before you do it with them, because it's going to go smoother when you've gone through it with them and you will have worked out some of those kinks. All right, some questions. I'm wondering where this lesson comes in the unit, what came before, and what's the plan to come after this. I also am curious what the purpose of the lesson was, whether it was to focus on both rules for comparing fractions or just the rule for the denominator. I noticed that even though you introduced both rules, all of your practice work other than the first page was with a common denominator. And so going back to that first question, if students had been introduced to both rules previously, it would make, and they have demonstrated understanding them separately, yes, in this lesson it would make sense to review and practice both of those skills. If both of these ideas are brand new to students, I would suggest focusing on just one first. So perhaps, like this lesson, just focus on the denominator and maybe don't even mention the rule for the numerator in this lesson. And then after this lesson or subsequent lessons, collect data to see if the students have gotten this or not, the denominator, or not. And then if they need more practice, you can do so. If not, you can move forward. Thanks again for your time.